Michael Tressler here, doing another Teams Fridays. I'm happy to have Mehryn Corrigan with me. Mehryn, could you introduce yourself? Who are you? What do you do?
Sure. I'm this crazy girl to your left. What is that? Before I answer the question,
crap,
what is that?
Sorry, we're here
It's a little distracting. I'm jealous, actually.
Yeah.
You got to show me, show the audience.
Okay, well, I got the expert light that flashes. I don't know if you can, the flashing.
Yeah.
And then you can make it flash at a slower speed. There you go.
All right, I'm going to have to try to get myself one of those.
You can turn it off. Oh, it's solid. And then you throw it away. I got it only, not that I'm an expert, but I'm speaking at a theater session at Ignite.
Awesome. So you can tell where we are. We are in Chicago, live basically from the day before Ignite. So if you haven't met me, Michael and I are good friends. We go way back to selling Microsoft Teams rooms. And we work on that show every Friday morning, and then you do your show after that. So
sometimes,
yes,
we're not as reliable on our episodes as selling Microsoft Teams rooms.
Yeah, we've been doing that for a while.
smtr.show.
Link below.
Yes.
So yeah, aside from doing that show, my regular day job at Microsoft is to be responsible for worldwide channel sales of Teams rooms.
Worldwide?
Worldwide, global. Is there a band?
Global?
Step Brothers, the movie. Worldwide.
Yes, I'm going with it.
Yeah.
All right, so you're responsible for worldwide global sales of Teams rooms?
Teams rooms, yes,
Okay.
and the channel side. So I work in the DPS organization, Device Partner Sales. So we're responsible for partners who sell devices. So that could be an integrator, like you see Magenium over my shoulder. Work with partners that really are focused on doing modern work solutions around Teams rooms, amongst other things that they do, obviously, as well as distributors, OEMs, all that fun stuff. So it's been an exciting ride.
Yep, and we are at the broadcast studio here at Magenium in Downers Grove, Illinois. So,
Beautiful.
Yep, Magenium is the Microsoft practice for AVI systems.
Yep.
If I understand that correctly. So they do all the Microsoft Teams rooms and Teams Phone and all the other Microsoft things.
A lot more than that, yeah.
Yep.
So, and the cool part about this place that we're at actually is it's a Microsoft Experience Center. So if you haven't had the pleasure of ever going to like a Microsoft MTC or what we call the Hive, basically an experiential place where you can go and see what the modern workplace looks like. So Magenium spun this up about a year ago. This is your second time here, right?
Yep.
And so you can walk around. There's all kinds of meeting rooms set up. You can see all the different OEM technology, inclusive of Jabra, as well as many others.
Yep.
And really cool, like lots of different types of meeting room setups. So they invite end customers to come through and really see and feel and experience the different types.
Beyond being like an MTC, a Microsoft Technology Center, it's kind of a museum.
Yeah.
Nobody really works out of those spaces. These are their offices. These are their workspaces.
Yeah.
These are their cubicles. This is where they work out of. So they designed it, and then they realized what they did great, and maybe what they could fix, so that when they help you design your conference rooms and other things, they've got the real world experience. So
yeah,
cool place.
We're sitting in a broadcast studio in that location,
Yep.
which is literally a small conference room, I would say, that they've...
Huddle room. This would be a huddle room.
Yeah.
Yep.
But unique use case, obviously, like here we can stream to thousands and
Yep.
hundreds of thousands now with Town Hall. So pretty cool to have this at their fingertips. So we figured we might as well take advantage of it.
All right. So what is a success in your job as worldwide partner Teams rooms person?
Yeah.
What's your charge?
So ultimately, it is to deploy and activate as many Teams rooms as possible globally. We've done this I've actually been in this role for close to 4 years now. It'll be 4 years in December officially. And we started out when Teams rooms was like kind of brand new. Like we moved from Skype room systems over to Teams rooms.
Okay.
And now we've just surpassed the 1 million rooms mark. 1 million. So to sell millions and millions more rooms, and it's not selling. I honestly, it's interesting because I don't consider myself a salesperson.
Correct.
It's
Same
really
with me.
a solutions provider. I'm super just passionate and excited about the technology and what it can actually do for people and how productive it can make people, and just the experience of coming to an office that is modernized is so much different than the alternative.
So what are the successes you're seeing with Teams rooms as we went from whatever Skype room systems was kind of a curiosity.
Yep.
Some of the early adopters were all in. There was a lot of redesign and rethink that had to happen between Skype room system and Teams room system. Now that we're 4 years in, what kind of wins, what kind of things, I guess to rephrase it, when you wake up in the morning and you see something, you're like, oh my God, that was great. What are those kind of things?
To me, it's video adoption. I think that's been kind of the biggest journey, I would say, throughout, of people having their cameras on, joining meetings and being able to see people's face. Obviously, around COVID time, that became really important, but
drastically.
yeah, but I think people now have a new standard when it comes to meetings. Like, we're not sitting on mute without our faces on, and you've got the whole embedded chat experience. And now I just said the word experience. I think it's become more of an experience to have multiple cameras in the room, to be able to have intelligent meeting recaps. It's transcribing.
That is game changing, by the way.
It is. I can actually focus on talking to you instead of, I'm a note taker. I'm like one of those people that loves doing that.
The exact opposite. I never take notes in any meetings
Yeah.
unless it's literally my boss, Mike, call this guy tomorrow at 10 a.m. Like this guy tomorrow at 10 a.m. Add it to the calendar. That unless it's a
Yeah.
direct, but if it's just like, I remember the important stuff, kind
No.
of sometimes.
Like, at the end of the day, I'll have honestly like 12 pages at least of notes.
Oh.
And who wants to actually go back and transcribe those into digital, which is just dumb.
Well, then you get the digital pen thing. There's those
Yeah.
solutions.
But it's also like, I realize I'm looking down instead of actually looking up at you and engaging and having a real
Or you're
conversation.
still trying to write down things, and the conversation has started to shift a different direction. Like, wait, what did we
Yeah.
just do?
Yeah. So it's changed the dynamics completely. I'm
I like-
much more engaged.
One of my biggest use cases because working for Jabra, we're a global company, so time zones, there'll be meetings that happen at 2 a.m. my time, be it in Asia or early morning in Europe. And if I'm like busy on even the North American time, I will then either read the intelligent meeting recap or skip to the sections where it's like, oh, okay, I know so-and-so is going to talk about the part I'm interested in. I can just skip to that part of the video. So just
Agreed. Yeah.
even meetings that I haven't attended, and Outlook now has the follow button where you're basically saying, hey, Copilot, join the meeting for me.
You've got to be on the new Outlook to
Yes.
get that. Just FYI.
Well, the less we talk about Outlook, the happier we'll all be.
Yeah,
The
it's a
new Outlook,
transition.
correct, because a few new employees at Jabra got Copilot. And so one reached out, I'm like, go to Outlook. You can click the button to summarize your email thread. She's like, I don't see it. I'm like, see that switch in the upper right? This is new. Take that. She goes, oh, I don't want to. I'm like, if you don't,
Yeah.
it'll be there and you can flip back. But then we went there, and then she saw all the Copilot integrations and things. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and Places integrations. So if you are attending Ignite this week, Places is something
by
you
the way,
want to
by the time
listen
this
out
airs,
for.
then it'll have been.
Okay, well then, yeah. So Places, big deal. Go
Check the
GA.
recordings
Yeah.
of the Ignite sessions. Boy, that one was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad we went to that one.
Yep. It is.
Insert
yeah.
on the bottom the name of session.
There we go.
That was amazing.
It's actually going to be a lot of sessions. I think Ilya's talking about it, Carrie's talking about it, and I think there's a breakout lab session. So
Oh, is there a lab session? That might be
I
worth my
believe-
I think there is.
it's maxed out at capacity too. There's going to be a line standing at the door, I think. for
Okay, then
people
I
to
guess
get
I won't.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I've been ignoring Places for now.
You shouldn't anymore. I think that there
And
are a lot.
I'm not saying because it's a bad technology that it's early. It's just so far it seems to be more desk registration and knowing who's in the office and who's not. And I'm more on the Teams rooms conference room
Yep.
thing. So at some point when it ties in more neatly with outside of door panels and conference rooms and things like that, I
Yeah.
think that's when I'll then catch up.
I think our partner community is really excited about bookable desks. It is something I would say that not a lot of our partners that were doing Teams rooms thought about doing before. And if you think about coming back to the workplace, there's not really much dedicated work spots anymore. So bookable desks is certainly an opportunity that I think a lot of our partners are excited about too. So
I think
something to
there's a
think
lot
about.
of, and this is in a good way, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but the payoff will be there if you do it.
Yep.
So that's where a partner comes in handy. It's like, we have, I'm a company, I have X number of staff, now we have a new role for 4 months
Yep.
to get this up and running, and then we can just add the day-to-day maintenance. How do we get that built up?
Yeah.
And I know Magenium's working on it because I've had conversations with them just on different things. Like, Mike, what do you
Yeah.
know about Places? I'm like, well, we're trying to figure this out. We're trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm like, you pass on this question.
They've been in it from like the ground
Yeah.
up. So, and actually they have it deployed here. So,
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I can
so
actually see it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can give you the demo.
All right, I'll
so,
need the demo.
Yeah. very exciting. So I don't know. This week, it's all about partners for me. I'll be in a lot of meetings. I'll try to be in as many sessions as I can.
When I got here to the office, she was huddled.
Party planning.
Just literally like this event, this event. Okay, if we do this one, okay, we'll do this one because this one's across the street. Because if we do the other one, then that's like a 10-minute drive, and we have to drive back. So we're gonna go to this one. This one. He gives like a whole chart.
You gotta figure out where all
you know,
your
what you
friends
should
are
have
gonna
done
be.
is put them all into Copilot, and have Copilot
true.
with. Can you find the
there's still
addresses for these
time.
places? Put them on a map. I don't know. Can a Copilot do that yet? I don't know if Copilot can do that yet. That seems like a
There's got to be like
Gemini
a map
thing.
integration.
Put it in Gemini.
Yeah,
Who cares?
there you go.
And like map them out on which is the most optimal path.
We should probably try that as one of our Copilot prompts of the week. We'll see.
See
We
if
did it with the
mapping's there.
registrations, or not the restaurant list.
Yes.
Dave did that a couple weeks
Yep.
ago, so we'll try
Yep.
it.
And otherwise, life's good.
Life is good.
Hurricanes?
Yeah.
We're good on
Oh,
hurricanes?
I know, right? Tampa connection here. You might not know. Mike and I are both based in Tampa, and so we've had quite the year. And even this year,
Quite the October.
but we were supposed to even have a hurricane this week. Thank God it kind
But
of
did
got
you see the
wiped
one
out.
where they had the tropical storm going through the Caribbeans, and everybody had it like, or the Caribbean. What's the name of that thing? The Gulf of Mexico, that thing.
That thing.
Going through the Gulf of Mexico, and there are like 12 models, and all of them had it. Like, it's going to continue through Alabama or whatever. And the Canadians had it shooting straight across central Florida. I'm like, Canadians, what do we do to you?
I don't know.
Half of Canada is in Florida in the winter anyway. Like, what do you...
You know what's interesting? I got to tell you, Euro has
Yes.
a model that's based on AI, like 80 years worth of storm history
Right.
and tracks. Where I'm like, that's the model that I'm going to trust. And actually, that's been the one that's the most accurate. I will just say that out there.
Because you think, like, what do the Europeans know about hurricanes? They don't get them. But it's just, they have weather nerds, too.
Yeah, they're using AI,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mehryn. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, everybody.
You can see her most Fridays
Most
on selling
Fridays.
Microsoft Teams rooms. And thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks, everybody.